2. Samoa drop out of the barricade. Interesting.
Hey guys, we're here talking about Backlash in St. Louis. This will be the final Backlash of John Cena, the last real champion. We'll go over great review at the red carpet ring. Tune in and we're going to get into it.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey guys, we're here at the red carpet ring. We'll talk about Backlash 2025 final review. The question is, was Backlash better than WrestleMania 41? Let's get the likes in when we come to the red carpet ring. I will go over the most recent PLE, which is Backlash, which was in St. Louis. Main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Now, this is the match card as follows. As advertised, we have 5 matches on the card. 4 of the 5 matches I stated before in my preview will be for a championship. So I talked about it was going to be some surprises, what was going to happen. But let's see, was I right according to my predictions that I stated for Backlash 2025. Now, the first match on the card was the United States Championship. It was Jacob Fatu defending the title against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. Now, Jacob Fatu was on a roll during the match. He had a lot of offense. He was going in. He got LA Knight. He was going for Drew and Damian. And then we saw Damian get some good offense as well. He had his clothesline, what a lariat clothesline he does. Drew McIntyre, he also did his thing. Then one point in the match, it just became just 2-on-2. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, they got their heated rivalry. It took the match outside the ring. It ended up being, between these two, Damian Priest giving a sop of heaven on top of the table with Drew McIntyre. Now, reportedly, they said Drew McIntyre, his head had missed a spot, and he has a little minor injury. Triple H said in a press conference that he'll be good. But at the end of the match, we did see, as I predicted, Jacob Fatu retain United States Championship. We also saw the debut of Jeff Cobb, who is the highest free agent in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And yes, he's another added member to Solo's regime, the Bloodline, his crew, whatever you want to call it. And at the end of the day, like I said, Jacob Fatu, he looked shocked to see, he looked puzzled actually why Jeff was there. But other than that, like I said, Jacob Fatu was going to walk out of Backlash 2025, still the United States Championship. So that's what he did. So that's good. It was a very good, solid match to kick off the show for Backlash. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next. Well, who's going to be Jacob's next contender for a championship? But let's go on to the next match at Backlash. Now, we had here a one-on-one match. Becky Lynch challenging Lyra Valkyria for the women's women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, these two here, they had a heated rivalry. This will be their second match ever that they had. The first at NXT Halloween Havoc 2023. Lyra has some good offense. Becky, it was a lot of near falls from both women. It seemed like Becky was trying to lock in the armbar to disarm her. Lyra kept reversing it at many times. She was able to lock it in at one point, but Lyra Valkyria was able to get out of the hold. Lyra got her with her finisher, and that was it. Lyra Valkyria, as I predicted, is still the women's Intercontinental Champion. She retained the championship. I had my prediction that Becky was going to come out with a shocker, but I'm not surprised that Lyra retained too. I also stated as well in another video that this rivalry was going to continue on for several months. Now, there was no Bayley. Nobody came out. So it's still going to be Becky versus Lyra. We'll see what happens next in this feud, though. Let's go on to the next match on the card. We had here Dominic Mysterio defending his newly won Intercontinental Championship against Penta. One-on-one. A lot of good spots here. Nothing too crazy. Penta is Penta. He does his thing. We know Penta's going to put on a great show. Dominic's going to do all the tricks, every sleeve in the book to try to get over and retain the championship. Meaning, like as I predicted, the Judgment Day came out. We saw Carlito. We saw Finn Balor. We saw JD McDonough. But Finn Balor was trying to be slick. He was purposely brought a chair out so the ref could see him. So he's trying to get Dominic Mysterio disqualified. I noticed that. And he kicked all 3 men out the ring. They will all leave. But at the end of the day, it was El Grande that cost Penta the match in the championship, causing Dominic Mysterio to get the pinfall and retain his Intercontinental Championship. So Dominic is still champion. Seems like Penta's going out for you with El Grande Americano. I don't know, but like I said, I got to keep my eye on Finn Balor because he almost cost this man the title tonight or disqualification, whatever the case may be. But good, solid match. Let's go on to the next match on the card. We got Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Surprisingly, this was not a bad match. Now, Pat McAfee, I know he does not have the in-ring conditioning like Gunther. You know, he's announced he doesn't wrestle. He doesn't wrestle barely ever. But for a guy that don't wrestle that much, he was not bad. He kept up the pace with Gunther. I know sometimes there was times in the match with Pat McAfee seemed like he was not keeping up with Gunther. He was out of pace, but he did everything he could. Gunther held him through. He had some good offense with Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was chopping Gunther. He was taking him down and everything. But Gunther is going to be Gunther. And as I predicted, Gunther made the man, Pat McAfee, tap out. And as a result of that, Gunther won the match. This was the only non-title match in the whole PLE, by the way. And even it got to the point where Gunther showed his respect towards Pat McAfee at the end of the match. He stood at him, gave him his props, and shortly before that, Gunther left the ring. He didn't attack Pat McAfee from behind, but good ending to that match. But let's get on to the main event of the show. We got here Randy Orton versus John Cena, longtime rivals. One last time as they build it, final championship. John Cena came out. He got booed. These men locked up good. A lot of good near falls. We saw Randy Orton get full offense. He had a very good entrance. The crowd was behind him. This is in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis. He hit plenty RKOs on John Cena. He even hit a outside of the ring, outside on the announce table. Now, it was plenty of times in the match the turning point where the refs were knocked out. Randy Orton thought he had Cena, but Cena was out, the ref was out. And as the ref came out, count 1, 2, 3, it was a near fall. We know Nick Aldis, the other officials came out. Randy Orton once again RKO Nick Aldis. And Randy just lost the arcade all the officials. He tried to go for a punt on John Cena, but R-Truth came out to stop it. He RKO Truth. Cena came out. He got full advantage, hit Randy Orton with the title belt, and that resulted in John Cena retaining the WWE Undisputed Championship. It's the last 17 unseen is still champion. As I predicted, most of us predicted that Randy Orton was not going to defeat John Cena, despite being in their hometown. So that's the last time, as WWE stated, that John Cena and Orton will face each other ever, as John Cena is going to retire in his last match in St. Louis, in his last Backlash. And also at the press conference, John Cena was going to talk about what happened. Now, R-Truth came out and interrupted John Cena, and John Cena liked what he said. He said, "You got anything else to say? It'll be repercussions." R-Truth said something, and he ended up getting an AA through the table. And John Cena ended the interview after that. And you could tell even after the match with Randy Orton, John Cena had the emotional look because he noticed his last time and maybe some remorse of what he did of being a heel. But let me go with my review. My review of the show was solid. I like the PLE of Backlash, 4 out of 5. And I give it a 4 out of 5 because Jeff Cobb, great debut. I'm just tired as every Backlash we get somebody debuting as a part of a stable. Every year they did it. Last year was Tonga Loa, now Jeff Cobb. But I don't know why people are saying this is a bad PLE. People on social media saying it was the biggest pile of dog. You know what? I feel for the fans who paid so much to watch it. I don't get that one. That's what one person said on social media. Then another person on social media also said that Backlash was the absolute worst pay-per-view I've ever seen. They should be ashamed of themselves. That was straight garbage, a waste of time. IWC, I don't know what kind of stuff y'all be on. I don't know if you guys be drunk or whatever it is. Backlash was not a bad PLE. It was better than WrestleMania, and that's the question I had. Did you guys enjoy Backlash, and did you think it was better than WrestleMania 41? I have to say my personal opinion, I think it was, because WrestleMania 41 had it had some good matches, but a lot of holes in the middle. Backlash was solid. It was only 5 matches, no high expectations. It worked out perfectly. So I don't understand why people saying that Backlash was garbage. It wasn't. You know, if you guys gonna let me know what you thought of Backlash. You can always leave comments below or what you thought about the show last night. But Backlash was good. I mean, I didn't expect nothing big. Now, yes, a lot of stuff was predictable, but at the same time, it was still a well thought out match and story altogether. So that's how I see it. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I have for Backlash 2025 Final Review. We're talking about is Backlash better than WrestleMania 41? And like I said, the next, I think, PLE or TV special is Saturday Night's Main Event. Check out the content here at Red Carpet Ring. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.